Hello and welcome to another edition of Another Book Review. This week I'll be reviewing the nonfiction work White Shift by Eric Kaufmann. I'll talk a little bit about the author, then go into what the book covers, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, who I'd recommend the book to, and finish off with what I'll be reading for next time. Eric Kaufmann is a professor in London. He's written a couple of other books dealing with immigration and religion. This book, White Shift, is a nonfiction look at the changing demographics of several different parts of the world. He focuses mainly in the book on Western Europe and the United States as far as racial trends over time and how a decreasing white majority will affect the politics of those two places, both Western Europe and America. He focuses mostly on, part of the book focuses, on Brexit as well as the election of Donald Trump. And the book is really broken down into kind of 4 sections dealing with that: fight, repress, flee, and join. So there's the 4 responses that white majorities can have when it comes to increasing diversity. So the book is very academic, very thorough. He has a lot of really interesting graphs to show. He has a lot of really interesting facts. So those things were all things that I enjoyed about it. It covers a lot of ground. He also talks about PC culture on campuses and how both the left and the right respond to that. He talks about the possibility of religious sects continuing to grow as far as population, which is not something I thought about much. So he just has a lot, the kind of what he terms the religion of anti-racism and how that makes people react to immigration laws. I thought it was just a very, very thorough book. There's a lot of really interesting ideas. It is a very, kind of some of the drawbacks, it is a very academic work. It's not really something I think anybody sits through and reads for pleasure, but there are a lot of really interesting facts in here, things that I hadn't really considered before. I think that everybody who reads this is going to get something out of it. That being said, if I had any downsides, while the book is very well researched and he most of the time has a lot of different data points to back up his stuff, and he has hundreds and hundreds of citations, so he's clearly done a lot of research on it. Some of the research that he does and some of the conclusions that he draws from, come from online researching, and some of those things weren't as well researched in my opinion. Some of the conclusions that he drew I think were a little too strong for that. He also kind of ends the book with kind of his prescription of how he kind of sees the balance between assimilating people into a country and excluding people. And the whole book is really how him kind of dealing with that balance and where he feels it should be for both kind of people who want to come in but people who are already there, and what those tensions are. Kind of some of his prescriptions at the end I felt were not really clear, and he uses words like moderate for some of his solutions, and it wasn't clear to me exactly what he would refer to as moderate. There's also some parts where I think he kind of contradicts himself. It is, like I said, it covers a lot of ground. It covers the United States, it covers Europe, it covers Canada, it covers Australia. If you're not familiar with the kind of politics of these places, it can be a little confusing. I think he does do a good job of breaking down things to a layperson's level. If you're not really immersed in the politics of the United Kingdom, I think he does a good job of giving you a summation of those things and kind of pulling you through. Trying to look at my notes here, see if there's anything else. That was it. I think it's a really thorough work. I think that it is a book that if you are interested in the subject of where kind of the United States and Western Europe will be in terms of what the racial demographics will look like in the next 100 years, I think he not only gives you kind of a most likely scenario, but he also throws in enough there to cause doubt on that scenario, which I thought was really interesting, kind of going back to the idea of religious sects becoming more and more isolated communities, but also much larger due to the higher birth rate in those communities. I thought was really interesting. I think he gives facts throughout to kind of make you, whatever your position is coming in, I think it made me look at things a different way, which I thought was really good. So I would recommend that to anybody who is interested in it. Like I said, it is more of an academic work, so if you struggle reading those things and don't particularly like academic writing, it may be hard, but I still think there are some nuggets in there that are dropped in there. If nothing else, like I said, it's very exhaustively researched. So if there's anything that kind of spikes your interest, there's a deeper source to go to because there's so many works that are cited. So that is Eric Kaufmann's White Shift. And next time I'm going to be reading Chloe Benjamin's The Immortalist. Until next time, please feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, bye.